The first thing we did is select one very clear-cut object of study. And we decided that we wanted a discipline that studied art specifically. Not art and or beauty, or art and or taste. And the new name probably is not as good as aesthetics, because I really love the word aesthetics, but we wanted to make it as clear-cut as possible. So that's why I went with the Latin root for art, which is ars. And we created this word with ars and logos, the root that we use today to define disciplines of study. So now it's called Arsology. To that we answered with pinpointing the serious problems of aesthetics, which was the only available method. And since it was flawed, it was easy to see that we needed a new method. So even if we define art as a process or as something intangible, we can still have a science that observes art. And we can actually have technology out of these sciences or anything that we wanted to have, because we can observe the elements of the process. We can observe the behaviors and the internal and external processes of the artist that creates. We can observe the work of art and all of its circumstances. And we can also observe the internal and external phenomenon of the audience that receives the work of art. And we can even actually observe the effects that this has afterwards. Well, there we have to talk about opinions. And this is the era of opinions. There is two very different kinds of opinions. There is the opinion that you based on facts and reasoning, which is a scientific opinion. And then there is the opinion that you base in anything or nothing, you know. So of course, everybody's opinion is valid and whatnot, but in the end, there are the opinions of people with decision power, and those are the opinions that end up counting. And that turns art into politics. That's why it's useful and actually necessary to have a scientific approach to art. The fact that I want to study art scientifically does not mean that I want to turn art into science. We want to know what art is. We don't want to be like a ruler. We don't want to say how art should be. We just want to observe art and say what we see without trying to dictate rules into art. But also without letting art become politics and a question of power. Romans created the concept of art to signify that thing that we humans do to create new things, things that do not come from nature. And this is the actual meaning of art. So we decided our science would deal with this phenomenon. So when we observe humans creating new reality, for us that's art. And when we observe humans doing anything else, for us that's not art. And this is very transcendent. This we have to acknowledge as very transcendent, because there's a huge difference between transforming or manufacturing and actually creating. As you can see, something that has been created once can be later reproduced, transformed, or manufactured. But for us, the art is in the creation, and all the later steps are part of something else that somebody else should study somewhere else. And we just focus on this part where humans are creating the new.